Podcast has started. Chat overlay is there. Hello, everybody. It is I, Adnan Qureshi, at the Dashing Adnan on Twitter. Also at Handsome Hassan K on Twitter as well. And I am here also at YouTube.com. Man, when I don't do this for a while, my title, like, I used to be able to just do this right off the bat. So let's start off. Hey there, guys. Adnan Qureshi here at the Dashing Adnan on Twitter. Also now at Handsome Hassan K. YouTube.com/One4U Show. ONE, the number 4, letter U Show. Watching live on Mixer.com/One4U Show. Can also be watched on Twitch.com. No, Twitch.tv/One4U Show. Man, I got a lot of plugs nowadays. But anyway, I am here, and I'm here to play a little game known as Dear Esther, which I have never played of, but I've heard about, and gonna see if it's worth checking out at all. So, or at least worth. Well, I know it's like one of those walking simulators, which I played one before on the show, on the channel. So hopefully, hopefully it turns out all right. Let me just see if I sound okay on the stream here, going through on Mixer. Feel free to go to the YouTube channel, One4U Show, and check out the rest of the Adnan Invitational Singles Tournament. I just got all that posted up to the channel. So let's see here. What channel doesn't exist? Oh, it's One4 Show, One4U Show. That's why that channel doesn't exist. One4U Show does though. Cool. I'll remember this option. Let's see how I sound. Can't hear. Do I sound okay? Let's see here. Say stuff, Adnan. Can't hear. Okay, cool. Yeah, I sound alright. Cool, so feel free to join me in the chat. And let's get started with Dear Esther. I can watch the chat right here live on Mixer. Let's see, press A to start. Dear Esther, Landmark Edition. Let's check the options here first. Audio. I mean, I've technically got 2 speakers, because it's through a controller. I don't know what field of view changes. But let's turn that brightness up just a tad, maybe? Just cuz. Alright, let's see what Dear Esther has to offer. As far as what it's going to tell. Oh, there's director's commentary, too. I don't think I need the director's commentary. I just need to play the game. Director's commentary should be reserved for when I actually, beat this thing.
Dear Esther, I sometimes feel as if I've given birth to this island.
That's
somewhere between the longitude and latitude, a split opened up, and it beached remotely here. No matter how hard I correlate, it remains a singularity, an alpha point in my life that refuses all hypothesis. I return each time leaving fresh markers that I hope, in the full glare of my hopelessness, will have blossomed into fresh insight in the interim.
Can I swim out and drown? Oh! Did I drown? What the fuck is going on?
Come back.
Oh, okay. So I guess I drowned? It's kind of neat if I drowned. Oh, got an achievement. Sionade. Drowned once. Okay, yeah, totally drowned. That's cool. Apparently I feel as though I've given birth to the island, is what he said. I don't know if I've really given birth to an island. That'd be quite preposterous. Hey there, paint can. Zoom in on paint can. That's cool. Oh, I got a flashlight. Take that, Doom 3. I gotta feel like somebody's watching me. What else is in this shed? This fucking abandoned ass house. Aw, man, who shit in this toilet? Because they shit everywhere on it. bedridden story? I don't know. Ha, ocha, haucha, hocha, hawacha. Yeah, what that is. Okay, well, this place has got shit in it other than this blue paint. I wonder who Esther is and why I'm writing to her. What if Esther turns out to be a dude? Dear dude. I guess Esther wouldn't be as cool. Dear Esther wouldn't sounds a lot better than here, dude. Look at the serene ocean out here. I've been out to the beach a couple times. Not many times, but usually with a lady. Go and stare out the water and admire the lady from afar when I get a chance to. Fucking barbed wire here. Keep you from leaning out, I guess. Only on that one specific spot, though. You can fall the fuck off anywhere else you want to. So can I fucking fall off and die? Ah! I won't die. Okay. You can fall down, but you won't die. Now I'm stuck on the beach, which means I'm going to have to walk all my ass all the way back. Hell, I don't know. Any clams or crabs? Something entertaining for me to do on this beach. There's litter. There's some form of crushed beer can and Tupperware lid, perhaps. I have one viewer. Speak up, viewer. Let me see you in the chat. Unless you have no physical way of typing, in which case that would make it quite difficult, yes.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler.
Okay.
From up on the cliffs, they are mundane.
Well, let me look on the cliffs.
Here, they fugue into ambiguity.
Well,
For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
I mean, he's used the word banal. I always remember from the Picnic Face sketch where they purposely pronounced that word wrong. Like, it was banal. It was just really banal. I'm going to do a full playthrough of this right now. From what I hear, the game itself is only about an hour and a half long. And that was off of www.howlongtobeat.com.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight.
Uh-huh.
He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete.
Well, you're not telling me.
He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
Well, you're not telling me if I'm on the south side or the north side. I just know I'm on this island. There's a red light over there. It's probably what I'm going to be walking to. I can't die, or at least I tried falling off the cliff earlier and I didn't die.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath.
Where?
You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts.
But pestilence is one of the four horsemen.
My lines are just for this. To keep any would-be rescuers at bay.
Pestilence!
The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Oh, look, Stonehenge! What's the meaning of Stonehenge? I've only heard that song once. A friend of mine just quoted it to ad nauseam. I tweeted this once. I can't be the only person in my head that confuses, like, Stonehenge with Easter Island in my brain. Like, I'll say Stonehenge, but I'm really talking about Easter Island. My brain hasn't
We
ever,
are not like Lot's wife, you and I.
figured that out.
We feel no particular need to turn back. There's nothing to be seen if we did.
Well, I'm turning back now.
No tired old man
Fine.
parting the cliffs with his arms. No gifts or Bibles laid out on the sand for the taking. No tides turning or the shrieking gulls overhead. The bones of the hermit are no longer laid out for the taking. I have stolen them away to the guts of this island, where the passages all run to black, and where we can light each other's faces by their strange luminescence.
Like light each other's faces on fire or something? Seems a bit extreme. Well, I'm just walking. I didn't realize how slow you fucking walk in this. I'm gonna get attacked by wolves. Oh, is
Dear
that a
Esther,
cave? That is a cave.
I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton.
Damascus?
We drank
Played the
coffee in
first
his
Assassin's
kitchen
Creed?
and tried to
That'd be pretty
connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet.
Now that viewer has left. He realized how boring this
Responsibility
was.
had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
My lips feel chapped as fuck, but the chapstick is like 3 feet
I would
behind me
leave
and I
you
can't grab it.
presents outside your retreat in this interim space between cliff and
Ooh,
beach. I would
more
leave you
blue
loaves
lettering.
and fishes, but the fish stocks have been depleted and I've run out of bread. I would row you back to your homeland in a bottomless boat, but I fear we would both be driven mad by the chatter of the sea creatures.
It's all this blue, like, outlining stuff. Oh, I don't remember. There was some of this in that cabin, too. That filthy-ass cabin. I'm not paying attention to the words this guy's fucking saying, really. At least not too well. Just kind of writing letters to a lady named Esther. That's some stuff that happened? I don't know. Oh, I drowned. I drowned again. That wasn't even that deep, I thought. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. So I guess I didn't really drown. I'm trying to stop myself from drowning because that shit's kind of deep. That was weird. I guess I can't get over there then. I guess the water's too deep and I'm gonna fucking drown again. So let's just walk up this way towards Stonehenge and find out what the meaning of it is. Which is something that people don't really understand just in general, because those rocks are too heavy for human beings to have moved at that time period. Back to the red light. Red light district. Get the red light district. We at the red light district. Shout out to Ludacris, who I know is totally going to be watching the replay. Luda!
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
Well, I guess I crash landed. I'm assuming there was a down plane. A chemistry book and what appears to be like a Bible. So I'm gonna infer. I can't really infer much. What else is going on? Get up. Get up. Get back up. Go. I will say that the music that does play when there is music is very good in this game. Oh, am I gonna die? No, I'm loading a loading screen. Okay. The music that plays so far is very good. And visually the way the island looks is cool.
Dear Esther.
Oh.
I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
The fuck am I looking for? I guess he sounds like this dude is trying to look for something important. But yeah, this music, like this music right now, is very good. And visually, the island looks cool, especially looking at like the sky. It kind of looks like a painting a little bit, like a scenic painting. Granted, you don't want to. I don't know. Yeah, it looks alright. It's fun. But you move at this goddamn slug's pace. That's the whole point. It's got its own pacing to it. This game isn't meant to move like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. Or Sonic the Hedgehog. Gotta go fast! Just fucking run over there and shit. It's a broken ass ship, it looks like. So, okay, maybe I didn't survive a plane crash. Maybe I survived a boat crash. Can I climb anything or something? Is there a jump button? Jump! Jump! Jump, fool! No? Oh, achievement. Donnelly. Finished the chapter Lighthouse. Okay, so I'm assuming that's the area I was just at. Only 8 achievements left to go. I don't know what the hell they are. Just know this game has 10 achievements. Trying to investigate the red one. Is that a yellow light? Oh, okay, it's a buoy. It's a buoy! The first time, I don't know about y'all, first time I ever heard the word buoy was totally watching Nickelodeon Guts. Anytime they'd be like doing say, hey! Yeah, he is. What's up, Cardo? Do I sound okay, my mans? Glad to have Cardo here on the stream. Love that guy. You can watch
There must
Ricardo
be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Hermits? Like Master Roshi? Turtle Hermit? Oh, one of these markings. I was about to say about my man Ricardo's. You can watch myself and Ricardo have an epic final showdown on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/One4U Show. ONE, the number 4 letter U Show. Look up the Adnan Invitational 14 videos, and you can watch all the rounds that Ricardo and I faced off with one another. Where the fuck do I go now, though? Ricardo, do I sound okay, my man? Okay, cool. Thank you, my mans. Also, shout out to my good buddy Gabe Coda, who replaced my stolen Xbox One Elite controller. As I told him, I named this controller
I had
Gabe
kidney
0.0.
stones, and you visited me in the hospital.
Kidney stones, eh?
After
So I'm
the
like
operation,
fucking old?
when I was
Or
still
have a lot
half
of sodium in my
submerged
diet?
in anesthetic. Your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape,
The fuck?
and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
You mean the fucking this whole island is just one big ass kidney stone? How many chips did you fucking have? Dear God, how did you get this through your urethra? This is insanity. It's impossible. No way. This is a giant kidney stone, alright, man?
Is this what Paul saw through his windscreen?
Oh, jeez.
Not Lot's wife looking over her shoulder, but a scar in the hillside, falling away to black forever.
It's a big-ass hole. It hiccups here and there, but I think it's my internet. That sucks. Well, I might have hiccuped too when you and me FaceTimed, I think, as well. When we FaceTimed the other night. Ricardo, don't you find it weird that we live in a time we have video calling like we always fantasized in older movies about the future and shit, and what people do today is text each other. They communicate through just typing. It's kind of fucking funny and weird to me, if you really think about it.
I've begun to climb.
Climb!
Away from the sea and towards the center.
Look at this scenic
There's
picture.
a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and squeeze the signals into early
The
silence.
sun kind of looks like
The
Pac-Man.
bothy squats against the mount
Now it's
to
covered.
avoid the gaze of the aerial.
Ooh.
I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
Dinah row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Dinah row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Ricardo being here makes this stream worth it already. Oh, what the? My eyes flipping out, I swear I saw like a fucking animal move. Alright, anyway. At least somebody is here to join me. Dearing Esther. Climb. Climb. Gaze upon the world and climb to that cabin. Getting close to that red light. I'm already that close to the red light. Right. It's not like Journey where like that's the end game. It's
The
kind of
bothy
like
was constructed originally in the early 1700s.
Jesus.
By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it.
So
There was
what
no
you're
one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
So what you're saying, Ricardo, is that technology needs a hell of a lot more flashy lights on everything. Like you should look at your 4K television, but on the side of it should be like 3 strobe lights. So you must rave at all times using technology. Oh, more blue shit. Everywhere. As slow and plotting as this is, I cannot complain about how good the music is. The music is very, very good. I'm gonna fucking keep saying that this whole damn stream about how good this music is. I was about to say it's like Journey kind of right now, except, you know, Journey I feel like had an incredible world and visual style. This is just like, if Gullah Gullah Island was like the most boring place on the planet, there was no Binya Binya Pollywog. Oh hey, more blue shit. And somebody jizzed on all the walls in blue. Shout out to everybody that remembers Gullah Gullah Island. Dude, nobody opened these packages? Dude, your Amazon shit's gonna get swiped. Yeah! I'm trying to inject it.
My
It's
heart
like-
is
Oh,
landfall.
God.
These false dawns waking into the still never light. I sweat for you in the small hours and wrap my blankets into a mass.
There's no electricity
I've
anywhere.
always heard the waves break on these lost shores, always the gulls forgotten.
The
I
batteries
can
are
lift
gonna
this bottle
fucking
to my
blow
ear,
at some
and all
point,
there
sure.
ever is for me is this Hebridean music.
More Amazon packages. I'm trying to inject more excitement. Oh God, Seagull, fuck off. Light? Is that a cave? Let's go see. So I'm trying to inject more incitement into this. Can I get over there? That's the fucking cabin. I think I just missed it. Oh, Ricardo's gone. Ricardo has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there we go. Down the way down. Don't think I can get over there, at least not very easily. Let's work my way back downstairs. Working my way downtown, walking fast, talking fast, and so down. And I miss you, and I miss you, and then I wonder. Sure, that's how that song went, right?
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed. The
Ugh.
result of some birth defect, or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
What? It literally spawned me back up on the cliff I just killed myself at? At least I was able to finally throw myself off a cliff. I'm just hoping to just do that shorter. Ow! Just brushing against the barbed wire with my knees. Up! Achievement. Stack and Armin. Die falling off a cliff once. That's right.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The
Jakobsen?
thaw had only just come.
That
Even
dude
though
like
he'd been dead nearly
Nordic?
7 months, his body
Ugh.
had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned
No,
his
under
corpse.
the Ember Moon.
The
or the
mainlanders
Cobra
thought
Moon.
to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
I don't know why. I thought this was like salami from like a few feet back. So like, dude, he found some salami. He gonna eat tonight. I take it back. The sky kind of looks distorted when you zoom in on it, actually.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin
Ew.
has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end.
He cut my leg
The
off.
medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose.
Oh,
They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
I was about to say, I kept like praising the music, and then I just heard that weird radio dying shit. It's like now it's like I take back what I said about the music. Oh God, why? Where have I fallen? Achievement 100, Jacobson. Finished chapter, The Buoy. Hey! Where the fuck am I now?
Did Jakobsen crawl this far? Can
Possibly?
I identify the scratches his nails ruined into the rocks? Am I following him cell for cell, inch for inch? Why did he turn back on himself and not carry through to the ascent?
Dog, you asking me questions I don't know. Like I'm supposed to know this. Is this another drowning pool? Oh no, I can actually walk on this water. Drowning pool. I have that album. Their one album and then their singer died. More blue jizz on the wall. Oh, this is pretty. Heading on out. Moving on up. Oh. Hey, the music's starting to get pretty good.
They'd stop the traffic back as far as the Sandford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another star. It took 21 minutes for them to arrive. I watched Paul time it to the second on his watch.
This game's so artsy-fartsy. I want to get to that candle. I want to steal it. It's my candle now. Primitive arcade stick drawings. Yeah, I think I came in through there. Where the hell can I leave? Unless I'm just trapped in here forever now. Like, this is life. That's everything. Oh wait, is that a way out? I don't think so. You probably got to go back and head a different way, maybe. Yeah. That's what it looks like. On the bright side so far... Oh, hey! This way. On the bright side so far, this game appears to be a very easy game to get achievements in. This is like those caves like in Knott's Berry Farm. You take the train thing. Alright, let's take a dive. Oh, that's cool. Reminds me I need to get back to playing apps. I started it on the PS4. Didn't finish it. Ooh. Oh, those pretty colors. Dear Esther, I was tripping balls in a cave. The shit you sent me, the ganja, so good. Caves and Final Fantasy 15 that also look kind of similar to this. Also, after climbing a mountain, am I gonna have to take another dive? No. I mean, it looks like I could, but there's a cave over there. Let's see if I can catch it first. Oh, there's that. Another opening over there. Oh, I'm exploring I can do here. It's getting dangerous. It's a Darkwing Duck reference. Maybe the something that flaps in the night or something. I forget. Oh, it's getting tight in here. It's getting super tight. These blue mushrooms are staring at me. No duck. There's no duck button. There's no crouch button. You just do it automatically.
If the caves are my guts, this must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide. Perhaps the whole island is actually underwater.
The hell are we still talking about the kidney stones? Is that going to be the plot of the rest of this game? Dear Esther, my kidney stones are acting up again. Please send help. Lovingly yours, Ferdinand. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Ferdinand. Okay, that wasn't the name of the guy, but still. I'm an ice climber. What the fuck? Climb up this way? No, that looks way more interesting. It almost looks like I'm going through the anus of life.
I will hold the hand you offered to me, from the summit down to this well, into the dark waters where the small flowers creep for the sun. Headlights are reflected in your retinas, moonlit in the shadow of the crematorium chimney.
Behold, Damascus is something. Damascus is taken? Going back to playing Assassin's Creed? Alright. Some weird-ass alien-looking shit going through here. Away from being a city. Away from being a city? And it... and it's something be a... yo! I don't know what the fuck it says. It's really hard to write with your own jizz, apparently. There's like snot coming off the fucking ceiling. This place is pretty / gross. Like, ew, there's snot on me! Oh! God, why? It's not on my body. Here we go. Here we go. Doot, 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 oh. Okay, let's swim through this here without drowning. There we go. Here we go. Don't go chasing waterfalls. But I'm looking right at one and I'm chasing it. I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, because I was dumb, I was like, oh Jesus! I don't think I wanted to go through that, but was that a death or was that what I'm supposed to? Oh, where the fuck am I? Is that a fucking hospital bed? A bunch of coins? Is that a fountain? As a kid, I used to think that song was Don't Go Jason Waterfall. And I'm like, who the fuck is Jason Waterfall? He must be pretty cool. He's having hallucinations to a hospital bed underwater. That's cool. puzzle solving in this. Like in Journey, I feel like there was a couple of minor puzzles, not really even puzzles or shit you can do on top of walking. And then there was this other game. I forgot the fuck the name of it was. It was another walking simulator, but you like also like put puzzles together. It wasn't that hard to complete. I forgot what the hell it was called. I remember thinking it was alright, because the story, like, kind of becomes all weird and dumb. Like, it was a narrator also, and the ending just didn't, you're like, oh, he, like, freaks out about some shit. I forget, but it didn't hit me. Achievement, though, that hit me. Esther, 150 gamer score. Finished the chapter, The Caves. There's more lights by candle. Okay, it's getting darker. The moon is out and it is huge, which I think is happening in real life right now. I should go out and look at the moon after this. It kind of looks like an eyeball if you... The cave, like the end of this cave entrance, and then you look at the moon, it's like a giant eyeball. That's pretty artistic.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this
Who let the dogs out?
Rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
The amount of times you would have had to jizz in that big bucket in order to paint all this stuff. "42 minutes in, guys. I'm probably at about the halfway mark. So look at more candles and
Dear
photographs.
Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
I'm carrying this dude's corpse with me? Why? Is that a cash register, a computer? What the fuck is this? Part of the ship's navigation that we've decided to make a mural to remember? Is this Dia de la Muerte and we're trying to remember the computer? Oh, what the? There's a dude. There's another human being. At least it looks like it. It is probably faking me out. And I bet you I will get up there and that motherfucker will not be up there. No, it's a silhouette. I don't think it's a dude. That candle makes it look like he's very tiny if it is. Are you mailing any of these letters? Or you just writing them? More scientific cells, molecules being put together. Someone's hitting the same note on this keyboard over and over and over again. Okay. Rest in peace, car. We hardly knew ye. Or didn't know ye at all, actually, in some cases. AKA my case. I didn't know that was a car. I don't know if I had this headset yet.
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook. He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
Light from heaven. Something around something. Around him. Light from heaven. Going around him? Goes around. I don't know what the fuck that says. Make your jizz drawings more legible. I was trying to say, I don't know if the last time I actually streamed if I had this headset yet, but replaced my old headset that was starting to act like a piece of shit with this HyperX Cloud Core headset, and it's fantastic. The Gregorian chants
From
are coming
here,
again.
I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic. And I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
I got a bunch of eggs here. So you, I guess, sent out a bunch of paper boats. Oh, there they are, I think. On a sudden, light from heaven shone around him. Oh, it's shone. A sudden light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. And he threw it on the ground! Back up. Oh, hey! Close to the beacon. Climb it up. This dude's been walking with this guy's corpse on his back for like hours, and it's hours, I guess, because it was daytime-ish. Where the fuck does this guy even sleep? I kind of feel like recluse Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi. Even I knew where that guy slept.
A sound of torn metal, teeth running over the edge of the rocks, a moon that casts a signal. As I lay pinned beside you, the ticking of the cooling engine, and the calling from a great height, all my mind as a bypass.
You're just saying words at this point. I was always really bad at Shakespeare. Okay, I know he's not speaking Shakespeare, but Shakespearean English or anything. I still don't know exactly what happened. I'm perceiving it was a shipwreck. I was stuck here with another dude. One of us is dead. And I don't know if I'm trying to find my way off this island or not. I got candles apparently everywhere. Like all over this island. Oh, cool.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Come together? Right now? Over me? I'm trying to get over these stupid rocks, but it's like, nah. And he was proceeding on his journey. Is this the candle where I saw a silhouette? This game's gonna end with like one big ass jump scare or some shit. Maybe there was a dude here. It's possible. Maybe he's a midget. Because I swear he looks short as hell. I'm almost there. Like, as far as walking simulators, right now I liked Gone Home a lot more, as I'm standing doing this right now. Near Panic. Because Gone Home was also told a story in the environment it gave you with the narrator, but you knew they were letters, sort of, or you knew who the narrator's like. She was talking about her sister. No, it was her sister. And it was almost like messages to you. What the fuck is going on? And there was no weird shit like this going on as far as the music.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Like the game, like Gone Home was way less cryptic. Something about out of sight, out of mind. I don't know. Gone Home like was less cryptic in the aspect of you was building toward a mystery, but you knew vaguely what it was going to be. Like, you know, the interactions between characters you don't see. Like I can visualize that a lot more. Maybe it's because it took place in more of an adolescent tone than a fucking like Edgar Allan Poe-esque Dear Esther tone. And the stuff around, you know, the house was all interesting to look at. Stuff.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight, I will take flight.
Like the island, this island that I'm on, I feel like there's not a lot of interesting things outside of being inside the caves for the pretty visuals, but even then it's not like the information you're garnering doesn't feel as cool. I mean, it feels cool. The information, though, in Gone Home is not fucking chemistry, but you got a sense of what was going on in that town, or even that house with that family and stuff, or just people's likes and dislikes and stuff. Here I don't feel like I understand much about who these people are, other than they were sailors who crashed, maybe there was a dispute, one of them went fucking crazy, I'm guessing. Especially since one of them couldn't write worth a damn. Need to pass that as was made my journey. Gone Home, I feel like a lot is mostly the precursor to a lot of these kinds of games. Which there's nothing wrong with. Some of them do it better than others. I feel like I played another one of those walking type simulator games too. Like I need to play Firewatch at some point. I heard Firewatch is actually kind of pretty interesting as well. Dear Esther's not bad, but it doesn't draw me so far. I mean, I'm almost done. I'm gonna finish this off.
A gull perched on a spent bonnet, sideways, whilst the sirens fell through the middle distance and the metal moaned in grief about us. I'm about this night in walking, old bread and gull bones, old Donnelly at the bar gripping his drink, old Esther walking with our children, old Paul as ever, old Paul. He shakes and he shivers and he turns off his lights alone.
It's like, gotta give a final opinion when we get to the end here, because I still don't know what the fuck's going on here. Maybe it'll all come together and this will be the greatest walking simulator ever played. Jesus. But also the nice thing about when you did play Gone Home is that in theory this is kind of linear-ish where you're going, Gone Home can kind of be like that, but you don't necessarily find all the clues the same way. Two people who play Gone Home aren't going to find the same clues in the same sequence, and neither of them very possibly will find all the clues in one playthrough unless they know about it, unless that one of them is extremely thorough at looking at everything. I'm finally at the end of, or at least the top of the mountain-ish.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
I don't know what that means. Oh,
Dear
no
Esther,
control.
I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
And then he kills himself? Because he is not making this. Oh, you gotta go face first in the rocks, dog. Just one long, elaborate plot to kill yourself in a majestic way? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm a bird now? Yo, I'm a bird. Hit these notes again and again. Where am I going? Why am I flying? Am I a bird now? Is that what I'm to understand here? Quite understand what just happened.
Come back.
I mean, I didn't really want to jump off, man, but it happened. Kind of I had no control over it. My hands were right here. Ooh, just felt a part of my body crack. Was that Dear Esther? Was that all of it? I'm at an hour. Yeah, for the Chinese room, design and writing. So I guess that was Dear Esther, guys. We got the achievement Paul, finished the chapter The Beacon. And I'm looking at credits here. So, like, you can watch, I did a playthrough of Gone Home on the channel. So check it out on youtube.com/One4U Show, O-N-E number 4 letter U Show. It was not my first playthrough of it. It was actually the second time I'd played through it once on the PS4 back like a year or two ago, and then I'd replayed it about in December, I want to say, last year. At the end of 2017, I played through Gone Home again on the Xbox One. just for the sake of making a video of it. But Gone Home, I feel like, is a much more fulfilling experience as a walking simulator as far as the story it tells, because I understood what it was, and I don't want to necessarily spoil it if you want to watch that or if you want to play that on your own, but it tells a more cohesive story that you understood. The Dear Esther is very artsy, I guess is the way to put it, because there's a lot of really good music in the game. I said this the whole playthrough. A lot of really good music. Visually, there's a couple of things that are really stunning, like the inside of the caves, or like looking at the stuff with the eyeballs and stuff. But there's a lot of not interesting stuff that you're looking at as well. So yeah, comparing it to Gone Home has those aspects of like, you know, you're looking at things and there's cool stuff that you could look at and be like, oh, this place, this city that I'm at, like they used to live here, they went on vacation at this time, stuff like that. This I don't have a lot of information. I mean, there's a lot of information, but I don't understand it, and a lot of the writing, it's just like cryptic and shit. So like, I don't know. Dear Esther is interesting though. It's not bad, I would say. Okay, I'm done, I guess. That was the end, yeah. Because I'm seeing resume here. Got 600 of there. There's a couple of other achievements I need to get. Uncover 4 urns? Okay, there's a couple of achievements I still need to do in this. But anyway, comparing Dear Esther to something like Gone Home, I think Gone Home was a much more fulfilling experience. Like, I'd say if you can get Dear Esther on a discount like I did, like this wasn't, I don't remember, I don't think Dear Esther is as expensive as Gone Home. Gone Home, I think, is somewhat overpriced in its normal price. I think it's at 20. But Gone Home, I think, is a much better walking experience, like walking simulator type experience. So, in that particular case, Gone Home, I think, is a much more interesting game. Dear Esther's alright, it's just fucking strange a little bit. But, you know, give them both a shot if you'd like. Otherwise, thanks for joining me. Thanks to Ricardo for being my lone chat dude who was here earlier. Hope you're enjoying watching this on the replay, most likely. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at @D-Adnan. Follow this guy who looks a lot like me on Twitter at HandsomeHassanK as well. Be sure to subscribe and watch these live if you ever get a chance at mixer.com/One4U Show, O-N-E number 4 letter U Show. Sometimes also twitch.tv/One4U Show. And subscribe, like, comment at youtube.com/One4U Show. Either way, thanks again for being here for my playthrough of Dear Esther. Hope you enjoyed it. And this has been another stream that's been One4U. Peace.